In the rich tapestry of religious thought, Islam occupies a unique and significant position, recognizing and acknowledging the divine origin of other faiths. This inclusive perspective is a cornerstone of Islamic theology. Central to this inclusive worldview is the concept of people of the book, al-Kitab, a term deeply embedded in Islamic scripture and tradition, signifying a profound respect for other monotheistic religions. This essay delves into the multifaceted dimensions of this concept, exploring its historical context, scriptural foundations, and contemporary relevance. It aims to provide a comprehensive understanding of how this term has shaped interfaith dynamics. The term people of the book reflects Islam's profound respect for earlier revelations and prophets, acknowledging the continuity of divine guidance. It acknowledges a shared lineage of monotheistic belief, tracing its roots back to Abraham, the patriarch of many faiths. Understanding the concept of people of the book is crucial for comprehending Islam's approach to interfaith relations, both historically and in the present day. This understanding fosters mutual respect and dialogue among different faith communities. This exploration begins with the Quranic verses that introduce and define people of the book, setting the stage for a deeper analysis. We will then delve into the specific groups traditionally included under this umbrella, examining their historical interactions with the Muslim world, and how these relationships have evolved over time. The essay will further analyze the rights and responsibilities associated with being people of the book in Islamic societies, shedding light on the concepts of dhimmi status and jizya tax, and how these have been implemented historically. Finally, we'll navigate the complexities of interfaith marriages and contemporary perspectives on this significant aspect of Islamic tradition, highlighting ongoing efforts to foster understanding and cooperation. The Quran, Islam's holy book, introduces people of the book as communities who received divine scriptures before the advent of Prophet Muhammad. These communities include Jews, Christians, and Sabians, who are all acknowledged in the Quran. The term itself speaks volumes about Islam's view of religious history, a continuum of revelation with each scripture building upon the previous. This perspective fosters a sense of continuity and respect for earlier revelations. Verses like Surat al-Ma'idah 5:68-69 emphasize the importance of upholding these scriptures, urging believers to avoid cherry-picking verses that suit their preferences. This highlights the integrity and wholeness of divine messages. They highlight the interconnectedness of divine messages, encouraging mutual respect and understanding. This interconnectedness is a cornerstone for fostering peaceful coexistence among different faiths. Another crucial verse, Surat al-Baqarah 2:62, reinforces this message of unity. It speaks to the universal nature of faith and righteousness. It emphasizes that salvation is not confined to any specific community, but is attainable by anyone who believes in God, performs righteous deeds, and upholds justice. This inclusivity is a fundamental principle in Islam. This verse underscores the common ground shared by Islam and other Abrahamic faiths. It serves as a reminder of the shared values and beliefs that unite these religions. Surat al-Hajj 22:17 further elaborates on the diversity of beliefs, mentioning Jews, Christians, Sabians, and Magians, Zoroastrians, alongside polytheists. This verse acknowledges the wide spectrum of faiths present in the world. This verse emphasizes that God will judge all individuals based on their actions and intentions, regardless of their religious affiliations. It underscores the importance of justice and righteousness in all aspects of life. By acknowledging these diverse groups, the Quran lays the groundwork for interfaith dialogue and coexistence. It encourages believers to engage in meaningful conversations and build bridges of understanding. The Quran explicitly identifies Jews, Christians, and Sabians as people of the book, acknowledging their shared belief in one God and their possession of divine scriptures. These communities held a special status in early Islamic societies, enjoying certain rights and protections under Islamic rule, which fostered a sense of coexistence and mutual respect. Their scriptures, the Torah, the Gospels, and the scriptures of the Sabians, were recognized as containing divine truths and were respected by Muslims. Jews, followers of Judaism, are recognized for their historical connection to Islam through prophets like Abraham, Moses, and David, who are also revered in Islamic tradition. The Quran acknowledges their monotheistic beliefs and considers Jerusalem a holy city, a place of profound spiritual significance for multiple faiths. Throughout history, Jewish communities thrived in many parts of the Muslim world, contributing significantly to intellectual and cultural life, and engaging in vibrant exchanges of knowledge. Christians, followers of Jesus Christ, are also acknowledged for their belief in one God, and their communities were often integral parts of Islamic societies. The Quran holds Jesus in high regard, referring to him as the Messiah and a miracle worker, emphasizing his unique role and divine mission. It emphasizes his virgin birth and prophethood, recognizing the significance of his teachings and his impact on the world. The Sabians, an ancient religious group, remain shrouded in some mystery, with their exact beliefs and practices still a subject of scholarly debate. While their exact beliefs are debated, they are generally understood to be monotheists who practice baptism and revered John the Baptist, indicating a rich spiritual tradition. Their inclusion as people of the book signifies Islam's acknowledgement of diverse paths to God, highlighting a broader vision of spiritual unity and respect for different faith traditions. In medieval Islamic societies, people of the book were granted dhimmi status, a legal framework that offered them protection and limited autonomy within a Muslim-ruled state. The term dhimmi itself means protected person, signifying their security under Islamic law. This status came with certain rights and responsibilities. Dhimmis were free to practice their religion, maintain their places of worship, and live according to their own personal laws. They were exempt from military service but were subject to the jizya, a yearly tax levied on non-Muslim adult men. The jizya was not merely a financial imposition but served a multifaceted purpose. It was a symbol of their protected status, a contribution to the state's coffers, and a substitute for military service. The revenue generated from the jizya was used to fund public services and provide for the poor and needy, including non-Muslims. The dhimmi system, while not without its flaws and inconsistencies in practice, represented a significant step towards religious tolerance in the medieval world. It allowed for the peaceful coexistence of different religious communities under a single political entity, fostering cultural exchange and intellectual discourse. Section 5. Expanding the Circle. The Case of Zoroastrians. While Jews, Christians, and Sabians were consistently recognized as people of the book, the status of Zoroastrians remained a subject of debate among Muslim scholars. Zoroastrianism, an ancient Persian religion, predates Islam and centers around the teachings of the prophet Zoroaster. The debate stemmed from questions about Zoroastrian scriptures and their concept of divinity. Some scholars argued that Zoroastrians, with their belief in one god, Ahura Mazda, and their sacred text, the Avesta, should be considered people of the book. Others, however, pointed to differences in theological interpretations and ritual practices as reasons for exclusion. Despite the debate, many Islamic rulers extended dhimmi status to Zoroastrians, allowing them to practice their faith relatively freely. This inclusivity reflects the pragmatic approach often adopted by Muslim rulers, prioritizing social harmony and administrative efficiency. The case of Zoroastrians highlights the evolving understanding of people of the book throughout Islamic history. It demonstrates the flexibility within Islamic legal thought to accommodate diverse religious traditions within the framework of Islamic law. All right. Let's delve into the intricate marriage laws and the concept of interfaith unions. Historically, Islamic law has detailed guidelines on marriage, including regulations around interfaith unions. These laws have evolved over time, reflecting the changing dynamics within Muslim communities. Now, moving on to modern reappropriation and identity. In today's world, many Muslims are reinterpreting traditional teachings to align with contemporary values. This reappropriation is not just about adapting to modernity, but also about rediscovering and reaffirming one's identity in a diverse and interconnected world. And what about contemporary Muslim perspectives on interfaith relations? Today, many Muslims advocate for a more inclusive and understanding approach to interfaith relations. They emphasize dialogue, mutual respect, and coexistence, striving to build bridges between different faith communities. Finally, let's reflect on the legacy of dialogue and coexistence. Throughout history, there have been numerous instances of peaceful coexistence and fruitful dialogue between Muslims and people of other faiths. This legacy continues to inspire efforts towards building a harmonious and inclusive society.